So, hi chaps. Now let's get on to other questions related to friends. And in our previous session, we discussed something about friends because this topic and part two was on friends. So, in the part three, there will be some complex questions related to part two, and you should give elaborate answers on this part three. And you may also speak for about half a minute on each question. So let's begin here. The part three is qualities of friends. Now, it's the first question is what do you think are the most important qualities for friends to have? Well, there are numerous qualities that a friend could have. The most important one is I think, the trustworthiness that a person should possess. Because if a person is not trustworthy, he cannot become a friend. Because one always wants a person who is trustworthy and who can be relied upon. And if a person doesn't have trust, then I think nobody would rely on that person, and he wouldn't have uh, so much of faith. Other qualities of being friends that he could be a happy-go-lucky person, or and the most important thing is that the two persons must gel together well. Their chemistry should be such a chemistry that the qualities of each person should be liked by the other. Which are more important to people, their family or their friends, and why? Well, there's no doubt that most of the people would say that family is more important than friends, because it's whenever somebody falls into trouble, it's the family which comes to help firstly, and friends come later because they may be at a distant place. So family is the first thing which anybody would say that they would prefer. Um, they are more important than their friends. Although friends are important, but we cannot put family and friends on the same platform. What do you think causes friendships to break up? This is really interesting there, this question there. Well, friendships generally break because of the backstabbing by one of the persons. Uh, the trust which one reposes in a person, if broken, would no longer result in the long-standing friendship. Hence, the only bridge which connects the two banks, if gets broken, then obviously there will be gap, and no one would be able to cross the river. So similarly, if the trust gets broken, then of course nobody would like to be friends with other person. Now let's talk about other relationships. What other types of relationship, apart from friends or family, are important in people's lives today? Well, friends and family are okay, but I think other relationships, like you can say client relationship, is important one, because goodwill is something which generally is enjoyed by clients. And I mean, I want to say the business relationship which one has with the clients. And because the bread and butter comes from the business only, hence we must maintain a good client relationship. And there are other relationships between neighbors is also important, because neighbors could be very helpful in troubled times. Have relationships with the people where you live changed in recent years? Huh. Oh, yes, yes, there's no doubt about that. When I was a kid, I still remember that we used to remember the whole street, Each house was like a family. Each whole street was like a family. I used to know who lived to the person next, not only next to our house, in fact, 10 doors away. And I would know what the things were going on in their house. But you don't even know the person who lives next door to you. Everybody's so stressed, so stressed. I don't know what has gone wrong with the world. Why these things have changed? Probably people are more stressed. People want to earn more, and they want to just concentrate on their business and not on other things. How important do you think it is for a person to spend some time alone? Why and why not? It's really, really very important. When when a person, when we spend some time alone, we try to introspect ourselves. We try to figure out what went wrong if we met with a debacle, and if something goes good, then we try to pat ourselves, and we boast on ourselves that did a great job. But if a debacle comes, then we generally introspect why the failure came, and what could I have done. So these things can only come if one spends somewhat time with oneself, not always glued to others and wasting time. But I think sometimes we must go with ourselves only, and sometimes we must be with ourselves only, not with anyone else. Okay, so that was the end of your speaking test. Thank you. So, hello chaps. So we discuss now this part three of the this test, and hope you like the answers. And you can comment me in my comment box, and you can ask any question also if you like. Hope you like the video. So, bye for now.